Hello and welcome to the Sonic Board podcast. It's April Fools, right, guys?
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
This is totally not pre-recorded or anything.
It's totally not pre-recorded. Because it's April Fools, that means we're having a special April Fool's Day podcast. And the topic of today's podcast is, wait for it, Sonic the Hedgehog.
You don't say.
No, I do say, because we're actually going to put the Sonic back in the Sonic Board podcast, if I do say.
As if it was ever in it.
Hedgehog. That's my favorite video game character.
Mine too.
Dude, that guy was in fucking Wreck-It Ralph. Holy shit.
His most notable appearance to date.
Come to think of it, I think we could probably fit all of our Sonic discussions within like 30 minutes. Like as far as every podcast so far.
Oh, this is going to take us at least 5 hours, so, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you're all comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get officially started, let me introduce everyone.
April Fool's Extravaganza.
Yes, I'm DeoxysPrime, and with me today we have Mule.
Hey.
We have Kenny.
Yo.
And filling in for Frank, who's in Aruba, that asshole, we have Shellblade.
Yay!
Yeah.
You mean the rich fucking bitch?
Yeah, he goes on Caribbean vacations every fucking year. This one just happened to fall in during a scheduled podcast.
What a dick.
Exactly.
I know, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Frank, when you listen to this, fuck you and the beach you're on right now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today is a pretty standard topic. What is the first Sonic game that you ever played? Kenny, we'll start with you because I know you're itching to talk about Sonic.
Of course I am. Is this really the fucking, like, shit you came up with?
Yes!
Kenny, we need a solid introduction.
Kenny, some people listening to this for the first time have no idea what your favorite Sonic game is, and I'm sure they're dying to know.
His first
Well,
Sonic
you were asking
game.
me what the first game I played was, not my favorite.
Well, whatever, we'll get to that.
What was the experience like, Ken? What did you feel when you first experienced the rapture that is Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh my god. Fuck. I was probably 8. Sonic 2, Genesis. I don't know. That was like the first game I played. I thought it was like fucking amazing. I really can't recall like my actual experience, but I know it was fun. Hence why I still play classic games today.
You don't have vivid memories of it?
I was like 7 or 8 years old. I can't fucking remember that well.
What was your favorite color that you saw when you were playing?
Blue?
Oh my god, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about Eggman Red? Or as he was known back then, Robotnik Red.
Well, that's how I call him now. I never call him Eggman. I always call him Robotnik because that's how I grew up with it. Thanks to the Sonic Satan cartoon.
No one calls him that anymore, Kenny.
Well, I still do because I'm old school.
Living in the past, Kenny.
What?
Living in the past, Kenny.
Yeah.
Did you own Sonic 2? Or did you play it somewhere else?
No, we still.
No, I owned it. I had a Genesis and Sonic 2.
And how did you acquire it?
My parents bought it for me for my birthday.
I'm just curious.
Did you work on hand and knee day in and day out?
I was like a child laborer in like, Thailand or some bullshit, like working like 5 cents an hour or a day.
When Ken finally got Sonic the Hedgehog, guys, his life felt validated. If for Sonic, he would have killed himself.
From a fetus, I was working in like a sweatshop.
Making t-shirts for Walmart.
They paid you
making t-shirts. Yeah, making t-shirts for Walmart. Fuck. No, it was a birthday present.
Okay.
Well, at the time, like, they gave you games with the console.
Yeah, well, they still do
Sonic,
that at times.
Yeah, I know, but they're shitty games. Anyway, Sonic 2 is one of them. And that was like the only game I had for a while, and I really can't remember what happened beyond that. But
You got Sonic 3.
Let's not jump ahead now.
I'm not happy for Sonic 3, Mule.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Kenny, your story's fucking boring. Shellblade, I hope you have something better for us.
I'm fucking sorry. God damn it.
Kenny, it's okay if you're boring. We still...
I mean,
Oh.
like, you expect me to like have like a fucking threesome, like while I was like opening my like Genesis box and like hooking
That's
it
the
up and
least that
shit.
could happen.
Yeah.
I'm just joshing with you, Kenny.
Josh with me. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
We didn't need to
Shellblade, what was the first Sonic game you ever played?
Okay, well, back when I was a little turd, my brother had a Dreamcast.
You were an ass baby.
Absolutely. Where else do babies come from? The penis? Come on. All right. So back when I was wee baby Seamus, and my brother had a Dreamcast, and I just thought that was the neatest thing in the whole world. Even though I would later realize that the Dreamcast sold like shit, but he didn't have any games for it. He ended up selling it, which is really disappointing. But he did have Sonic Adventure, and he would play as Sonic, and I would play as Tails. And see, my brother growing up was not the most approachable guy. If you could imagine like an elementary school bully, it was probably my brother. And now I felt so close to my brother when I was playing Sonic Adventure with him. It was the only time where I felt like I could hang out with him and his friends and not feel like I was being taken advantage of, and they would make me go get Oreos for them.
And then immediately after you played Sonic Adventure, you stuffed your head in the toilet.
No, he didn't. He did once punch a soda box off my head, but he ended up punching me in the face on accident.
Shellblade, that is the
Right.
saddest fucking story I've ever heard in my life.
So
I may have embellished it a little, but
Although it could have been worse. Your first Sonic game could have been Sonic Shuffle.
who were you referring to there?
Shellblade.
well, what?
Where is Funk? Like, he loves Sonic Shuffle. I'm sure he'd
Fuck
love to...
Funk and fuck Sonic Shuffle.
Sonic Shuffle's like the worst fucking... God, it shouldn't even exist.
Sonic Shuffle's only good is when someone's streaming it and it's just the computers playing by themselves.
Hey, that reminds me, I bought Sonic Shuffle recently.
Did you not learn from when DL bought it and wasted his fucking money on it?
I want to know, yeah, that, but I want to know how much he paid for it.
I think $20.
Ugh.
Holy shit, you just wasted your
Well,
goddamn money.
It was like, still
Bullshit.
like wrapped.
There's no way you could justify spending $20 on Sonic Shuffle.
Mule could justify just about anything he does.
Dude, I can just...
No, he can't justify shit. He just bullshits you.
That is justification.
And if you're naive enough, which
That is rationalization, Kenny.
whatever.
Kenny always just gives up when he argues with Mule.
No, what I do is like when I give up, I just start drinking. That's
Yeah, that works for the podcast, so keep it up.
all I do.
Mule, what was the first Sonic game you ever played?
Okay. I didn't
Sonic
actually own a
6.
Dreamcast as a kid. Like, not until, like, I was 12 years old. So,
Sonic.
like, the first one I played was, actually, like, I think Sonic Adventure 1 at, like, a Foot Locker little kiosk thing they had. I don't know why they had a Sonic Adventure thing at Foot Locker, but they did. Yeah, like, the first thing I played was, like, what was it called? Emerald Coast?
Yeah.
It was pretty neat. Like, I actually wanted to, like, play more of it, but I just, like, didn't have the chance at the time, because, like, I had an N64. I was going to get, like, a GameCube, and, like, whenever that would come out afterwards. So I really, like, never had much of a chance to play Sonic until, like, a while later, aside from that, but it seemed really neat at the time. So,
Kenny.
yeah.
What?
Please tell me this conversation is making you feel old as well, because their first Sonic games were fucking Sonic Adventure.
Like, I knew about Sonic beforehand, but, like, I just never had it. Like,
God, I feel
If
so
I,
old.
if I could cry on someone's shoulder right now, I would.
Right?
I wasn't even
That's-
I wasn't even 6 when Sonic Adventure came out.
That's the way it is. Like, what was
well,
I? When Sonic Adventure, the first Sonic Adventure came out for the Dreamcast, I was
probably
it's
12,
not-
13.
13 years old. So that was 14 years ago.
Yeah. I was like
God
6.
damn it.
Really makes you think.
Oh, God.
Not in a good way.
I need to take a shot.
But
Yeah.
like, if you couldn't gather from my reaction that like my first Sonic game was well before that. It was Sonic 2, I think. It
I
was
thought
Sonic.
your first was Adventure 2.
No. That was the first one I ever owned.
Oh.
But when I was a kid, my parents would only let me have one console, and we had a Super Nintendo. Because they were like one of those people like, you already have one console, why do you need another? So they wouldn't let me get a Genesis.
My parents were the exact same way.
Yeah, it's
What you're
fucking...
saying is
It
that
was fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
no, what you're saying is that you guys had good parents.
Oh, come on.
Flying.
I guess there's a point to that, but like, goddamn, like, it was so unfair because I wanted so much shit.
Yeah, like I wanted a Genesis just for Sonic because it seemed like the coolest thing ever. One of my friends had a Genesis and the first 3 Sonic games, so I'm assuming Sonic 2 was the first one I played. It was the first one I really remember. But I would go over to his house just to play Sonic games, pretty much. Like we were good friends, but like that was the highlight of our friendship.
So you're basically just using him for games.
I wasn't using him.
You
like,
were.
Like I didn't know he
You
had
were
a Genesis
extortionist.
like when we became friends. Like I found out after, but it was definitely the highlight of the friendship.
And then once he got rid of his Genesis, you stopped being friends with him.
No, once I moved to Canada, I stopped being friends with them. That kind of kills a lot of things.
It's kind of hard to maintain the friendship without the internet.
Yeah. Oh, it's so crazy to think that there was a time before the internet, and I lived.
I know, right?
Right. And all that time, Norris spent his time outside.
Yeah.
Playing games,
It's
which
just
is
like such a
pretty hard.
concept.
It's pretty hard to believe that, but it's true.
Yeah.
The good old days.
I played street hockey. It was crazy.
I used to play soccer.
Like now I'm afraid to go outdoors.
Hell, it's hard to imagine the internet before YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
kind of true.
Yeah.
Like before, it was just I just fucking went to IGN boards, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Newgrounds. It was Newgrounds, Albino, Black Sheep, Homestar Runner, E-Bombs World.
And a little bit of Rooster Teeth.
Really?
Well, yeah, Rooster Teeth started in 2003.
Oh, okay.
So, a little bit.
They blew up like pretty fast.
Yeah.
So speaking of Newgrounds, which was a haven for Flash animation, what Sonic Flashes did you guys like the most? Because I know you watched them.
Well, I mean, thanks for stealing my hosting duties, Segue. First of all, Shellblade.
You're welcome.
That wasn't even a topic, but I mean, since you brought it up, we'll
April Foolish, Shellblade is the host.
What was that? There was one Flash animation about Natso. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, explain.
You know who Natso is?
Nazo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, wait. Okay, yeah, I pronounced it Nazo.
Whatever, I never knew how to pronounce it. But like, there was one about him that like it was basically kind of like Dragon Ball Z with Sonic characters.
Yeah.
It was dumb, but I enjoyed it.
So it was basically Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, and the Sonic short parodies, those are really good.
Yeah. Haven't seen any of those in a long time.
Yeah. Beyond that, I don't really know of any other like Sonic Flash animations.
Okay, so as someone who was a kid when I was browsing Newgrounds, I was somehow it's easier to gravitate towards shittier things.
Mm-hmm.
So I discovered a series called Sonic Scythe World.
What?
Yeah. No one's gonna know this one, but it is probably the quintessential example of a recolored clusterfuck.
So I'm guessing it got like all perfect scores and everything.
No, well, I don't even remember, but I remember that it was all a bunch of autismal recolors
Well, of course.
who came around the world to fight and they were all hedgehogs. They were all hedgehogs for some weird reason.
Oh, so it's just Sonic the Hedgehog.
It was all like blank the hedgehog or whatever.
Kenny the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? It was like Kenny the Hedgehog. And each one of them had a different elemental power that they could get. And they'd get these little orbs that would give them a new
So
move
it's
to
Captain
use.
Planet, basically.
Well, yeah, I guess, but no. Actually, not really, because they would have to upgrade their powers as time went on, and it was... I can't even remember I remember this much. I can't believe I remember this much.
What you told us basically says it all.
I know.
I can't imagine what more there would be to it.
And wait, you guys remember Sonic the Swordsman?
Nope.
Okay, wait. That's another sprite one. It's another real it's a real standout. Metal Sonic goes crazy. And I'm not sure if he uses a sword. I can't remember, but I know that he goes crazy and he kills all of Sonic's friends. And Sonic decides to, and he's trained by, what's his name? The Rocket Knight, the Weasel Rocket Knight, what's his name?
Sparkster?
Is that his name? He's
I think
the
so.
Rocket Knight in the blue armor.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. He's trained by him to become a swordsman, and he teams up with Earthworm Jim and Wolverine.
Why
Take down, I don't know. Wolverine is in a romantic relationship with Samus Aran in it.
Why?
I don't know.
Also, was this before Sonic and the Black Knight?
Yes, it was
So-
well before him.
So,
It was-
so this is the first canonical appearance of Sword Sonic, right?
Yes.
I fucking love Sword Sonic.
But anyway,
The sword
Earthworm
six
Jim
plus.
and Wolverine are there to avenge the death of Samus. And Onslaught is one of the villains, by the way, from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Because why not?
Well, Onslaught is my favorite Sonic character.
Onslaught the Echidna. Okay, let's go to another topic before Kenny loses us. What is your favorite Sonic game, and what is your most hated Sonic game, Kenny?
I like how Kenny's the first one every time.
We have to keep him.
He's putting me on the spot. He's just like, yeah.
How am I putting you on the spot? How do you not know your favorite and most hated Sonic games?
Well, I guess it's not necessarily that. It's
I mean, come on, Kenny. We call you Sonic 3 and Knuckles guy for a reason.
Because he knows that you can push the spikes.
Well, how can I say my least favorite? Like, I haven't played the other Sonic games other than Sonic
Of the
6.
ones you've played, it doesn't have to be like any
Well,
game. It's
don't
just
forget
the
about
ones you
Heroes,
played.
Kenny.
Well,
You played shitty Sonic games. Like, that's a given.
yeah, I have.
Which
and
one do you hate the most?
The win. I want to say Sonic 06, but also, like, Sonic 3D Blast. Holy fucking shit.
It had nice music.
Are you going to really base the game's credibility on music rather than,
No,
like, gameplay?
because you can say that about a lot of Sonic games. It was shit, but the music was good.
Yes, you can say that about half the entire series.
Yeah, probably more than that.
I'm not going to cut down Sonic 06 because, like...
It's too cliche
maybe
at this point.
Basically, everyone fucking hates it, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever, just put it out there. But, like, Sonic 3D Blast, I thought that was the biggest bunch of bullshit ever.
3D Blast is shit, especially because I can't even play it without getting nauseous. Because of the stupid isometric view.
It is, yeah.
Like, it gives me...
It doesn't make me not nauseous. It doesn't make me
Nauseous?
nauseous. But
Yeah.
it's like...
Like, there are a lot of people that complain, like, playing first-person shooters give them, like, motion sickness. But Sonic 3D Blast is the only game I've ever played where that happened. Like, I played it for an hour, and I had to go lie down because I felt really sick.
Really?
Yeah, and I never touched it since, and I never will. but it's not my most hated game.
I didn't like it at all. Like even with that.
Well, it's not
like,
a good game, but
No, it's a shitty game.
yeah.
It's like, why would you even make something like that? Like Sonic fucking Shuffle? No. Let's compete with Mario Party. Yeah. It's a great idea. Um,
And we all know your favorite game, right?
well, that goes without saying. But
You still gotta say it for the people who don't know.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
There it is.
And why is it your favorite Sonic game? Yes. Yes.
I don't think Kenny's ever like, actually thought about
Penny
this.
is loving
Why?
this podcast.
You guys are like, it's just like put Kenny on the spot podcast. That's seriously what it is.
Well,
We're trying to make this interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never get to talk in these podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't?
No.
Well, like half the time we're talking about stuff that you have no interest in, so you just kind of zone out.
We're talking about Pokemon and all that shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, yeah, you just proved our point.
Well, it's not my fault. I'm not the
No.
one who comes up with the topics.
No, it's not your fault.
Hey, Steve,
But-
should we call this the Kenny the Hedgehog edition of the podcast?
Oh my god.
It's okay, Kenny. We'll give you a break.
No, like Sonic 3 Knuckles, it was just like, it was like a huge, like, I was a kid, it was just like a huge influence on me. Like, I loved it so much and everything. I played it like all the time and stuff. I was like fucking 9, 10. I mean, there's really no other explanation I can give. It was
well,
just
other
like,
than that, it's a really fucking good game.
fucking yeah, but like, like being a child, like, it's easy to like be influenced by things and like enjoy stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, that's why I like to play it all the time. Even today. Goddamn, when did the game come out?
90.
Well, Sonic 93,
94.
yeah,
94. Yep.
94, stuff like that. So,
The year Frank was born.
goddamn, that long.
Okay, Shellblade, your turn.
Okay, alright. Okay, get ready. Alright, my most hated Sonic game has gotta be
Uh-huh.
Sonic and the Black Knight.
Really?
Is that so?
Really?
Because Secret Rings... I'm getting deja vu right now. This is strange. Huh.
Why?
Because Secret Rings is already kind of a mess, but it has some good ideas. And then
Showboat.
Black Knight's... What?
The jungle.
It's a dino jungle. The Wicked Wild.
I know. In the jungle. I barely remember that one. You had to tell me that one. The only one that I remember is, who's gonna rock the place?
I love that song. No,
But-
go on. Why does Black Knight suck?
But, because Sonic and the Secret Rings wasn't necessarily a terrible game. It wasn't a very good game, but it had some decent ideas that they could have worked with a spin-off. You say, okay, yeah, you have Sonic storybook games that you want to work with now, and you've got it on rails, and yeah, there are some issues that you could work out, make it a bit more streamlined, make sure that it's easier to tell when I have to fucking jump and do things. And then Black Knight proceeds to just shit all over a potentially good concept and actually make it worse.
Like,
I
never
I
actually
disagree
played,
because I think Secret Rings concept was like garbage to begin with.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
like
That's
I,
understandable.
I never actually played Black Knight. How is it worse than Secret Rings? Because I remember with Secret Rings, like well, it was like the level concepts were nice. The gameplay itself was very, shall we say, repetitive, and it really like the mission structure just didn't work that well. And like anytime you like tried to replay something, there was no desire to ever go back and do anything again. Except like the standard like stage.
I'm probably alone in the fact that I did not hate Black Knight. Like, it wasn't a very good game, but it didn't frustrate the hell out of me like Secret Rings did. And it was less on rails than Secret Rings, so it kind of wins by default in that department for me, because I could not stand Secret Rings. It was just such a poorly designed game.
So, Colleen, what is your reason?
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, all right. I don't remember. I'll tell you why. Because I haven't actually played Sonic and the Black Knight.
Come on, you're not funkier. No trolling.
Shelby, did you ever find out that during our whole...
Don't ruin the illusion for the audience, Mule. I know where you're going with this.
What audience, Steve?
Dude, we're like up to 90 views on our last podcast.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'll tell you after.
Anyways,
It's an April Fool's podcast, Steve. Are you expecting me not to lie about things?
Actually, yeah, I was kind of being serious with the whole
Yeah.
subject.
This is our one serious
I don't
podcast.
really give a shit. To be
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I was going to say Sonic 06 was my favorite Sonic game.
honest. Well, see, then that would be too obvious.
Yeah.
No, but I was going to justify it in the fact that it's just so fun to watch how terrible it is.
Well, I mean, that's legitimate. Well, I don't know if anyone would say it's their favorite for that reason, but I mean, that's a legitimate reason for enjoying that game.
It is a perfect disaster of a game.
Well, then what's your actual favorite Sonic game?
It actually might be Sonic Generations.
Interesting.
So you enjoy...
I know that's kind of weird to say something that's other than classic Sonic, but I enjoyed the hell out of Sonic Generations. I felt as though they had gotten Sonic speed right while actually making it coherent. I guess it's easy to see what's going on now.
May I just sum it up for you?
Yeah, sure.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it actually, and again, I actually liked I liked modern Sonic's side missions more than classic Sonic because the fact that modern Sonic's speed lends itself to gimmicks better than classic Sonic does because with classic Sonic you just make the level, make sure you have a wide open space, you make sure you actually require some skill to gain momentum and
I would actually disagree with that.
exploration.
What's funny is-
would you?
Well, I was going to say, what's funny is they didn't really need to rely on gimmicks. Like, the level design, even in modern Sonic, was so good, they didn't really need to do stuff like that.
Like, for classic Sonic, actually just Sonic in general, it seems like there usually needs to be a gimmick for it to really work. Like, with classic Sonic, like, for example, look at Sonic 3, there were, gimmicks in almost every single stage. There was Marble Garden Zone with its, constantly changing stage architecture.
Well, that's a little different than a gimmick, I would say.
Well, no, that is in itself a gimmick. It's very different from our standard definition of, gimmick as, this random thing you do once, but, it is a gimmick inherent to the stage. You could also compare that to the barrel of, what was that stage? Carnival Night.
Barrel.
Yeah, a less successful gimmick, but a gimmick nonetheless.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, though, because you're not going to just have the same stages
Exactly.
over and over. But, I mean...
So, based on that sort of, I guess, consistency, I'd have to disagree with Shellblade saying that, classic Sonic doesn't really lend itself to gimmicks that well, with consideration to that.
Well, I mean, if that's what you mean by gimmicks, I guess I can understand more. To me, that's just good level design. A gimmick is the shit that was in Planet Wisp, where you use the power-ups. That was a gimmick, and that should not have been in Sonic Generation.
That was so irritating.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Just a whole bunch of bullshit.
It totally
having not played Sonic Colors, was that even a part of Sonic Colors?
Yes,
that
it was.
That was Sonic.
That was the actual gameplay mechanic in Sonic Colors.
Okay, because that was irritating as shit.
That was a gameplay mechanic in every single level.
But
That was probably the worst portion of that game. For me.
but see, here's the thing. That they should not have included that because like they didn't include any of the other gimmicks from the other games. Like it's not like the Crisis City stage had a Mach Speed section.
I
So
wish it did.
No.
I wish it had that exact one.
That was actually, I think Crisis City was probably one of my favorite parts of the game, just to see what that would have been like in a good game.
I've actually heard that they actually reused a lot of assets from the original level in that,
I mean, probably.
like
But,
in its stage design.
like I didn't. Well, the Mach Speed sections were dumb because they were on rails. That was literally like secret rings with
Except-
kind of gameplay.
Except more exciting
Well,
somehow.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that was still like a gimmick that I really didn't like. So, but for the most part, they kept out all the other stuff and just had the same core gameplay for all of Sonic stages, except for
I
the
gotta say-
last one.
One thing I really dislike about Generations is that it's way too easy to get S ranks. It's way too easy.
I didn't care because like I wanted to get all the.
Yeah. Like I like actually having like a challenge in that. Like S ranking like everything in Sonic 06 is actually pretty fun. Because like for some stages you need to like be impeccable with like how you do things.
Well, you can hang your hat on that for the rest of your. No one else here is doing that. Why is Chase McCain online?
Let's add him and see if he'll actually join. Wait, hold on. How do we get rid of this?
Is he in Aruba? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he's in Aruba.
Okay, we're gonna see if he picks up. This is like uncharted territory here. While we're waiting for Frank, Mule, what are your most favorite, most hated Sonic games?
Okay, let's see. The easiest one to start with would be probably my, I guess, most hated. Oh, he's busy. Let's see. I think my most hated would either have to be Sonic Heroes or Sonic Spinball.
There are a lot of people who like Spinball for some reason.
Yeah, those people have terrible taste. It's just a poorly designed game in terms of like controlling Sonic in itself is literally impossible, like outside of his whole pinball form, which makes everything just awkward in general when like he's not a pinball.
Yeah.
And then actually using the flippers themselves just doesn't work that great.
I honestly don't know how you can compare a pinball game to a Sonic game.
Sonic Spinball. I'm comparing a pinball game to Sonic Spinball, Kenny. The pinball.
It's a pinball game.
It's
with a
really
Sonic
not
game.
though, because like you have control over Sonic.
Yeah.
That's what makes it weird. Like it's not a very
It's
good
true,
pinball
but
game.
it doesn't control all that badly.
Also, the music was abysmal.
And there are a couple of
The
good.
music's irrelevant. Like,
I don't know. I think music's a pretty important part of games, but
Music basically helps create the atmosphere. And that is very important. Like, furthermore, like, the actual, like, aesthetic of the game itself just wasn't very appealing to
it's
me.
a fucking
Like,
ugly game, isn't it?
it's atrocious to look at. Let's just have green and brown everywhere.
Well, it's like a modern day game 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's
green
like,
and brown. So you're comparing it to Gears of War?
It's
Yes.
not
Yes.
entirely dissimilar to Gears of War. It's got kind of that post-apocalyptic theme, doesn't it?
Sonic
It
Spin.
it does have that, but I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't a good game, but it was okay.
Okay, and like
You
as
you can't give it any sort of credit whatsoever.
it was a game.
It tried.
No one can deny that.
Okay. As for my other qualifying game for my dubious title least favorite, Sonic Heroes. Jesus Christ.
Where do you begin with that one?
Yeah, you can tear that apart for all I care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Sonic Heroes is a very odd case because, like, in itself, like the inherent idea of using 3 characters at once is not a bad thing.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's a good concept.
Nope, it's not.
Well,
I think there's a way you could have done it. I don't know how. I'm not a game designer, but
you could like some of the most of the levels actually you can go through like the entire game with like one character. You didn't have to use anybody else.
Well, I'll tell you what the stupidest part is before you go on, Mule. You would think that if they have that mechanic, they would design it to where you would actually have the player think about how they're going to use it and problem solve, like overcoming gimmicks and obstacles to progress in the level, right? Except that every time you need to switch, the game forces you to do it anyway, so there's no thinking about it.
Yeah. And furthermore, the switching just doesn't work very well as a mechanic, since it literally just kind of puts gameplay to a grinding halt.
Yeah.
Considering that there is usually just one way about something, and that way is the slowest and most tedious way possible. And I think it's the first Sonic game to actually have... No. It's the first game to really popularize the whole, like, oh, you have to kill all these enemies to leave the room.
Yeah, and they also take more than one hit.
Yeah. It created that little fun gimmick. Like, there were bits and pieces of that in Adventure 2 with, like, rooms where you couldn't really progress unless the enemies were cleared, but, like, that was, like, one or two enemies, and, like, they died in one hit, so it was just, like, something you do along the way.
Yeah.
But with that thing, it was just, like... the worst part about it was, like, every level was a corridor. And the whole game was basically 14 corridors you have to go through 4 times.
Oh, that was the worst fucking part, because sometimes you have, like, example Sonic 06, where they have the same stages, but they actually rearrange them. So it doesn't feel like you're going through the same stage every time. And this game is literally the same fucking stage 4 different times. It's such a grind.
And the voice acting and characterization was at an all-time low for that point in the Sonic games. Like, sure, characterization isn't really a huge focal point of the Sonic series, but, like, ever since, say, Sonic 3, there has always been, like, some steady characterization of each character in their role. And with Sonic Heroes, they basically just threw that all out the window. Because from Sonic 3 and Knuckles to Sonic Adventure 2, you had that whole dynamic between, like, say, Sonic and Knuckles, where, like, they're not really friends, but, like, they'll work together if need be.
Yeah.
Here in the intro of Sonic Heroes, you just, like, have Knuckles just, like, riding in Tails' plane as like, he goes, "Oh, don't worry, we got this, Sonic." And, like, that's how the game starts.
Sonic and Knuckles
When
BFFs.
was the last time he actually attempted to protect the Master Emerald?
Sonic
Was it
2,
Sonic
wasn't
Adventure 2?
Yeah.
Or was
Yeah.
it Sonic Battle? Was it Sonic Battle?
It was probably Sonic Battle,
Yeah, that came after.
which was still before Heroes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it was around the same time.
Well, yeah, but, like, it was a little bit before. But yeah, like, a huge issue with that is, like, virtually every character, at least within Sonic's own story, was butchered entirely. Like, Sonic had no character. Tails basically reverted to, like, oh, I'm just Sonic's sidekick again. Like in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, he had some semblance of progressing characterization. As, like, in Adventure 1, he was basically trying to, like, achieve things on his own, and that was basically the big thing at the end, where, like, he actually beats Dr. Eggman, like, on his own. And, like, in Adventure 2, he was actually the one making plans for everyone. Like, he actually orchestrated the whole, like, hero side of the story towards the end, even if it didn't work out. And then, like, in Sonic Heroes, he's like, oh, can we do it, Sonic? And, like, it just kind of throws his character out the window.
Yeah,
And,
pretty shitty game.
yeah. I mean, what more can I say?
You could tell us what your favorite is.
Oh, yeah, that. That's honestly either CD or Adventure 2. Like, CD doesn't have the best design of the 2D Sonics, in my opinion. I have to agree with, like, Kenny that, like, the best one in terms of, like, quality is Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, something about Sonic CD really, like, encouraged me to, like, explore the stages and, like, go through like, the present, past, and future to, like, find, like, those machines and whatnot. And really the aesthetic just kind of worked for me.
It's a bit. Besides the Metal Sonic race, it is actually it's easier than the other Sonic games, right? Of the classic ones, right?
No, it's harder.
Really? I remember kind of breezing through it.
Yeah, same. But I've only played it once, so.
I really thought that, like, the level design was difficult.
Well,
For me, anyway. I mean, I could be a minority here, and I wouldn't be surprised because I'm stupid, but...
Or it's just that you played through the other classic Sonic games so many times, they're just second nature to you. Where CD was new to you.
No, CD was not new to me. CD was like, it was around the time I played like Sonic 3 Knuckles or Sonic and Knuckles or blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't know, maybe I lost my touch because I lost I lost the Sega Genesis, the Sega CD and at that time and wasn't able to play it. And then I had like ROMs on my like laptop and stuff, like through college and stuff. So
Like,
maybe that was the reason I didn't lose my touch. I don't know.
Personally, I think that's not the issue with CD, Kenny. I think it's because, like, compared to, say, Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, CD has, like, a fundamentally different design. Like, it's much slower paced, and really, like, the levels...
No, it's Sonic 1, basically.
It's basically a better design Sonic 1. Like,
That's
It
because
is Sonic 1.
the
No,
team
it
that
is
did Sonic
Sonic.
1 went on to do Sonic CD, didn't they? And
I-
they had a separate team that
They
worked on Sonic 2.
They had to have, because it was the same...
same style.
Yeah, basically. It was just, there was like so much more shit. Plus you had bonus stages.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like that fucking like shit that they just drop you in where you just like have to like navigate yourself around and like try to like capture the emerald without like hitting the
Yeah. The Sonic CD special stages were really odd and kind of awkward to go through.
they were like hitting this fucking UFO shit.
Yeah. Nearly. It's like so hard to do that, so it just kind of like...
I remember that being so easy, but like playing it now, like on the DLC that I have on Xbox Live Arcade, like it's really difficult.
It could just be because like you're using the Xbox controller and that just doesn't function as well.
Maybe, but then again, the fact that I haven't played it in like fucking half a year.
Yeah. Maybe a little of both.
Ridiculous. The Sonic CD was a really hard game.
Hmm.
I thought it was the hardest Sonic game I've ever played.
I think we got that from you, Kenny.
Like,
Sorry, Steve.
I'm just joking. I
Other
just
than
know
Sonic
you're...
06 was total bullshit.
okay. Like, and as I said, I have another favorite, I guess. Sonic Adventure 2. Now Sonic Adventure 2 did like something completely opposite to, say, Heroes.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was that's basically it. Done.
It
Like, it was a good game.
Like,
Okay.
it tried.
Yeah.
Whereas Heroes sure as hell didn't.
Yeah. Like, with Adventure 2, like, they actually built upon Adventure 1 in some way, like, did a bit of world building in terms of, like, oh, for saving the city, Tails gets an emerald and stuff like that. Like, there was actually a sense of continuity there.
It was an actual
Like-
sequel.
Yeah. Funny that. A sequel that builds upon its predecessor.
I don't think... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shellblade.
No, go ahead. I insist.
No, after you.
Hellblade, I delegate that you go.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't believe that Adventure 2 has aged too gracefully.
Mhm.
I'm not sure there's anything that I should know about when it comes, if there's anything different about it in terms of how it plays for the Xbox 360 downloadable version.
It's the same game.
Okay, it's the same game. All right. So definitely not the rollicking adventure that I remember it as a kid. I enjoy some of Sonic's levels, some of Shadow's levels. The mech levels feel so much more mindless than I remember.
They were always mindless. Like,
Okay, yeah. And and the treasure hunting levels, I hate the fact that in Sonic Adventure 1, you could sense the emerald regardless of what order you're going in.
Yeah.
In Adventure 2, you have to find them in the order the game tells you to.
Well,
You don't have to, but it won't alert you to where the other
Well,
ones-
yeah, the radar won't tell you.
thing about like Adventure 2's emeralds is that like they're all generally like in the same place, similar places every time. There's only like a certain set of places they can be in.
Yeah, it's a bit of trial and error to get like A ranks, but I'll jump in here because my favorite Sonic game is actually Sonic Adventure 2. And like one of the reasons is because I mentioned it was actually the first Sonic game I ever actually bought, so I really love that. It kind of stuck with me because of that. But um, even going back and replaying it when I got the Xbox version, um, it actually held up a lot better than I remembered.
Yeah.
Because it was still really fun. I loved and actually liked the shooting and treasure hunting levels more than I did when I played it like 10 years ago.
Like,
'Cause I hated the treasure hunting levels when I first played the game. Now I kind of understood them better.
yeah.
Like watching videos of how to get A ranks and stuff, like really opened my eyes to how much better they were than I remembered.
Yeah.
And actually really like the shooting levels because like it's just that's traditional gaming, like get the highest score and stuff like that.
I think that's what I love about Adventure 2 the most. Like, every single level, because it's like so focused on like getting points, it has a real arcade like feel to it,
It totally does, yeah.
and really encourages like replaying the levels more than any other Sonic game does.
Yeah, that and the fact that the Sonic and Shadow levels, I still think that they're the best gameplay, 3D Sonic gameplay there is.
Yeah, I think some of the Sonic levels in particular, like say Final Rush or City Escape, are probably the best Sonic has ever been in 3D.
Yeah, they're
I
fast.
actually really like. I liked Crazy Gadget a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, that's honestly my favorite stage, but like
Yeah, that one's. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just the gravity stuff
it's
is.
very puzzle focused compared
Yeah.
to like say Final
But
Rush.
there's definitely a lot of variety there. But I mean, there's no stupid boost gimmick. It's fast without being too fast. It's not slow like some of the other 3D Sonic games. Everything's tight. Everything like I know you guys may hate this because I've been watching so much Game Grumps and I picked up the term game feel, but
Yeah.
it has good quote unquote game feel.
Yeah.
It's still a really solid game, and it does so many things right with 3D Sonic that they just completely abandoned and have not gone back to.
Yeah.
So that's
Have
why
you-
whenever
okay.
I was gonna say that's why whenever I hear those Sonic Adventure 3 rumors, I hope it's true. Because I'd love to see them try that again and like perfect it. Because there was obviously a lot of things that they didn't get right with those games. That they
And then got worse with Sonic 06.
yeah, like
Well-
the cameras and other stuff like that.
I think another key issue, like another key point of what made Sonic Adventure 2 really great, is that in addition to all that, they had great variety to the gameplay. Like, you had the traditional running levels of Sonic, you had the shooting levels of Tails and Eggman, and you had the treasure hunting, in addition to the Chow minigame, in addition to the kart racing. And while some parts worked better than others, like, all felt like relatively solid at least. No
Yeah.
exception. Like,
So
the
I
kart
would agree, and like there was always those people that says like, well, no, you should only just have Sonic gameplay, which is there's something to that, and I'm kind of glad that they did go through a period where they tried to just do Sonic, but I mean it doesn't always have to be just Sonic. You
Yeah.
have these other characters; they have things that are unique about them. There's nothing wrong with building levels and gameplay around what makes them unique. So I'm glad they did that, and I think it worked out. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do every game like that, and it doesn't mean you have to do every game like Sonic. This is like Sonic only.
Mhm.
But I just never got all those complaints that, well, it sucked because, like, you had Tails and Knuckles stages, and, like, they could have done those a lot worse, and they would have been a worse game, so...
Yeah.
Something that they haven't revisited and that I thought was kind of neat, and I thought it would be cool if they expanded on it, was in Sonic Advance 3, you could partner up
Oh, yeah,
characters and they'd have different abilities
That was
depending
really-
on it.
like partnering up with like two different characters and like having different sets of abilities per each like was just a really great idea.
They
haven't
kind
done
of shoved a bit of that into Sonic 4 Episode 2, but, like, who gives a
Yeah.
shit?
I
Speaking
haven't
of
played
which...
that, so.
Perfect segue
Wait.
to my most hated Sonic game. Sonic the
Episode 1.
fucking Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. I've not played Episode 2. I will never play Episode 2. I have no desire. I don't care if it improved it. Because Sonic 4, Episode 1 is the fucking most abysmal piece of shit game I have ever played.
I've only ever seen gameplay of that demo, and it seemed like the worst thing I've ever laid eyes on.
It is, and I'm so glad when that game came out. Like I think I was the first one on the Sonic board to buy it, and I immediately
Yeah.
wrote up a thread warning everyone not to buy this game, and I think a lot of people listened to me.
You basically wrote a full essay on that.
Yeah, I did, because it was worth it, because it was just an absolute train wreck. And, like, it's a bad game, and there are probably other Sonic games that, like, are technically worse in like, a technical sense, but because
Yeah.
this game completely shits on the name that could have been a good game, like Sonic 4, like, how long have we been asking for that, guys? And they finally gave it to us, and it was this piece of shit.
I think what makes it worse is that it was well received.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Like, the people who wrote the reviews saying, like, this is classic Sonic, and I'm like, you could not be more wrong.
And turns out the yes.
Well, it's obvious that those same people, like, it's the same people that write the reviews of all like 2D Sonics, like, oh, this is the return to classic Sonic, like, or Sonic Rush, and like that
Yeah.
plays nothing like with.
Kenny, did you buy Sonic 4?
No, I did not.
You played the demo, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, the demo
I did.
gives enough feeling as to why it should.
No, I did. No, I did not.
Although I kind of take that back because the game actually gets worse as it goes along. Although the last level is the best level, but I mean that's not saying much. But once you get to the fucking casino level, they have so many stupid gimmicks. It just blows my mind that the game.
If I recall correctly,
bad.
isn't there like no actual sense of momentum? Isn't like you have to basically control Sonic in the air?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, there's none. He just falls.
I could say I did enjoy the fucking shit from the beginning, so why the hell would I even fucking buy it?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
If you ever feel like wasting $15, Kenny.
No.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper than that now, but
15
I mean,
cents.
why? That's all. I can't even. I get frustrated just thinking about it because I went back and like replayed it once, like after I finished the game, just to see if it was really as bad as I thought it was the first time around, and it was worse. And it's like just the most frustrating thing. Like nothing you want the game to do does right. Like even jumping, they fuck up jumping.
So in your eyes, it would be the antithesis of SA2.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
You know what's a Sonic game that's bad that none of us mentioned, and I just remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we didn't really think it was bad when we were first playing it, but I'm not sure what the consensus is now. But it's Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood.
Oh, well, I like that game.
Honestly, I only played that the first time like a couple months ago, and honestly, I really rather enjoyed it, even though it was kind of simple.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm trying to remember if I liked it or if I thought it was just mediocre overall.
It's honestly not a very memorable game. Like, it has really interesting ideas, but like it never really expands upon many of them. Like,
yeah, I think it's trying to expand on, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the lore of Sonic.
well,
Yeah,
in all,
I love that.
in all honesty, the lore of Sonic is actually surprisingly the focus of a lot of Sonic games.
Yeah.
Like you can go back to say Sonic 2 with this. Like that, like Sonic 2 had like an actual sort of focused narrative. Like,
Yeah, it basically had a story, but I mean, it didn't really tell a story like most people traditionally think you do. But if you pay attention, there are things you can pick up on that shows the story.
and it really progressed like even further with like Sonic 3 Knuckles actually having cutscenes for a 2D platformer.
Yeah.
Where else do you see that in any like 2D platformer?
Oh, it wasn't very common at the time, that's for sure.
Like maybe Mega Man X.
Yeah, stuff like at the end of the
That's
game, but that's about it. Nothing in the game.
Like you got a sense of a rivalry between like Sonic and Knuckles there. You actually got a sense of the Echidna lore there with like their whole murals of Sonic like fighting Eggman at the end.
Yeah. It was
They
really
actually,
cool.
yeah, and the adventure games they actually reference that like, Dr. Gerald Robotnik was like looking for like or exploring these ruins and like found this picture of like Super Sonic on the wall and he based Shadow off of that as ultimate
Yeah,
life form.
the kind of fan theories that come up from that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like,
So honestly, like it doesn't surprise me that they would try to like expand upon the lore since like there was a lot to actually work with.
plus it's an RPG, so
Yeah.
they got
it's just the way they executed it was that it didn't stand out enough.
Yeah.
There was nothing they did with the gameplay, and that typical BioWare thing where they give you the dialogue trees, but the dialogue trees don't even do anything. In fact, here they didn't even add any flavor. At least in their other games, they add some sort of flavor, but they don't really do anything.
The only thing you can really do in that game is whether you reciprocate Amy's feelings or not, and it has no effect on anything.
Like, I think the issue with Dark Brotherhood is that they tried to play it way too safe.
Yeah, or that they ran out of time. It does feel like a bit unfinished, and maybe that's why it ended with a cliffhanger. I don't know, but yeah. Oh
Plus,
yeah, and
Cream and Omega also break the game.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do.
I didn't notice that my first time through, so it didn't bother me.
Like, I used Omega my first time through.
I never used Cream because I hated Cream.
But yeah, they kind of tear the game in half.
Yeah.
One game I want to give an honorable mention to for being shit, even though no one brought it up, is Sonic Unleashed. Fuck that game. Fuck all the things that
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, all the shit that it's introduced to modern Sonic that they stuck with, like the boost meter.
Yeah, well, the boost meter was carried over from Sonic Rush, but
Oh well, yeah, I guess so, but
yeah.
But
Sonic
at the same time, it gave them somewhat of the right direction to go with for generations, though.
That depends on what you're talking about.
In terms of Sonic's gameplay, as in, gotta go fast.
That also is kind of debatable.
Sonic's always been about speed. It's not like they forgot about that. It's just they didn't really do a good job of implementing it.
Like, the issue with Sonic's speed and say from Unleashed onwards is that it's basically just too easy to just go full speed the whole time. Like, there are no obstacles to work through. There's nothing to actually...
Also bottomless pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And QTEs and all the other shit.
Yeah. It also set a really kind of an annoying precedent of... And I know, because a bunch of reviewers always bitched about Sonic's friends.
Yeah.
So, from Sonic Unleashed onwards, Sonic's friends have done pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Which is really terrible.
The problem was never Sonic's friends. It was Sonic's friends' gameplay.
Yeah.
And then they make the Werehog, but it's still Sonic.
Like, the issue with that in general is, the gameplay ideas for Sonic's friends were, all fine, everything, they never really felt finished. It's they were all, great concepts that were just, half done the whole time, and then the reviewers just latch onto that as the friend in general is just awful.
And then 06 was the final nail in the coffin with the Amigo stuff.
06...
That was a bit overboard, yeah.
I don't know, 06 in general, the best ideas for making an anniversary title, having everything possible.
I never thought of it that way.
But in terms of actual design, it was just blatantly unfinished. That's 06's problem in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had every single possible thing you could ever want in a Sonic game.
It was Sonic Adventure 3, except not finished. That's basically all it was. And
what could have been.
Yeah, but whatever. I still like the game. I don't care what anyone else says.
Yeah.
You like Sonic 06? Wait,
yeah.
Talk about that.
I like 06.
Oh yeah, it's actually one of my
favorite.
It's one of my favorite Sonic games, actually. A lot of that is in the ironic sense that I love watching people play the game. I love watching people fail and get mad at the game. Because I actually didn't have almost any of those problems the first time I played through.
Yeah.
I got maybe 2 glitches the first time I went through. That was it.
The thing with 06 is that it demands that you play in a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you're not accustomed to that, you will have issues.
Yeah, it's a frustrating game to be sure, but I could always see what it wanted to be, which was Sonic Adventure 3. And the gameplay style was still enough like that to where I could actually enjoy it non-ironically. And I totally understand why everyone hates the game, but I can point out shit in the other 3D Sonic games like Unleashed and Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog too. That was so much worse than anything in Sonic 06.
It's funny, like 06 is an example of good ideas like going or being executed poorly,
Yeah.
but Unleashed is an example of terrible ideas being executed.
Yep, and Shadow
Better.
and Heroes and all that shit.
Like Shadow's kind of similar to 06 in that like it had some good ideas. It was just
Well,
all like, executed in like the worst way possible. Like let's give you the freedom of choice to choose how you go about like finishing a level, and have that have actual repercussions. Except let's make it a B-movie plot with aliens attacking from space and Shadow being an alien. Sorry for any spoilers for that.
yeah, you can enjoy that one non-ironically, although I think it's less fun to actually play than Sonic 06.
It is because like Shadow actually has like no sense of control.
Kenny's asleep.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Wait, is his phone on? Maybe we should call him.
Probably is. You gotta call him.
All right.
This is gonna be good.
Okay, well, you guys keep discussing things, and I'll take care of this.
It's a Sonic Board podcast first, calling in a sleep number.
Yeah. But yeah, like the issue with Shadow the Hedgehog's gameplay is like you accelerate it so fast, and like if you ever like tried going left or right, like just pressing left or right, you'd halt to a dead stop. There's no momentum anyway.
It felt so off.
Yeah. Like I didn't have any issues like with the guns like many people like complained with. Well, like
Oh, there it is.
but like overall, like it was just a terribly controlled game. Like, and aesthetically, it was probably the ugliest Sonic game, like of the 3D Sonics.
Yeah.
Because it tried to borrow the Heroes aesthetic and put it into a.
Oh, it's going to the message machine, guys.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't wake up.
Sonic
No.
style things.
I'm gonna leave him a message.
So like. Everything looked like plastic in that game.
Yeah, a lot of GameCube games were like that, and PS2 and Xbox. So it was kind of that era where the 3D graphics were a lot better than the previous one, but not quite there where they were this generation.
Son of a bitch, you get on the podcast, or I'm gonna fuck your dog.
He actually has a dog.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna enjoy that when he gets it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't wake up. He usually wakes up when we call him when he's asleep.
Yeah.
The funny thing about Shadow is, like, I actually didn't hate it that much the first time I played it, but when I went back and played it is when I got really annoyed with it.
I still don't hate it that much. Like, it's still, like, a guilty pleasure of sorts. But, like, there's so much wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just... You can't take it seriously.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the neutral path the most because it ended with
Shadow
and Omega killing Eggman.
Yes.
And Omega getting his... no matter what, I seem to always like Omega's characterization in game.
Omega's a cool character.
Well, the thing with Omega is that he's so bizarre in, like, the series that he's in. He's basically an avatar of death in a series about a blue hedgehog who runs fast.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where the fun of it comes from.
That's so fun, though. There's so much fun things you could do with Sonic supporting cast that they just don't.
Yeah.
And you don't have to make the story grimdark or anything or super serious like they did with 06. You can have a fun story and still have it be engaging. I think probably the best example I can give of that with using a ton of characters that's recent is Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yeah.
Which had a ton of characters playing off each other, and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was kiddie, but it was fun.
That's one thing I liked about Generations, where they had those little moments with the characters, like before and after levels.
Yeah.
That stuff was really fun.
I feel as though like his supporting cast should have had more of a role in that game, though.
Yeah, but
like considering it's like his 20th anniversary, and they were definite parts of certain portions of that.
But I'm glad they didn't overdo it either.
Yeah.
Because like the core mechanic of the old Sonic and the new Sonic was good enough that like stick with it, don't fuck it up. At least it was at least I hope it was like a starting point where they kind of understood, okay, this works now. Let's build off this.
Yeah, try to build things back up.
Yeah.
Because like you can tell like with like everything after 06, like they were trying to like, okay, let's not try character development. Let's try like just focusing on some small portion, see if we can get that right. But that in itself was kind of an issue.
Yeah, well, the problem has always been, like, they listen to fan complaints, but always, like, the wrong ones. Like, well, Sonic isn't fast enough. Okay, let's make games where Sonic just runs really fast and not pay attention
Like-
to anything else.
I don't know if it's even that. I think it's more like they just never finished their like plans. Like, I mean, how should I go about this? Like 06 itself, like the idea of say like each character having like okay, yeah. Okay.
God damn, he snores loud.
Like, each character having a distinct play style and like doing things like on their own is
Yeah.
great. Absolutely great. But like they just didn't have the time to finish it, and hence like you're left with stuff like Amy having no actual attack like that does not hurt herself.
But she can turn invisible for some reason.
Yeah, and double jump, which is completely vertical.
Amy the chameleon.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think we should delve into how do we fix Sonic or what's wrong with Sonic, guys.
Like,
Because
that,
I feel like is that on the discussion table?
I don't know. Like
no.
the thing about discussing
Okay, good.
what's wrong with Sonic is that like to go through that you have to like look at like what is Sonic.
Well, like at this point, well, it's true. It's been done to death. Two,
Yeah.
I think Sonic Generations actually addressed a lot of those problems already. So it's just more that it's just more that hoping that the next game doesn't do something radically different.
Stupid.
Yeah. So, Steve, did you actually have any other like mini topics for this?
Yeah, a couple small ones, but I don't know if we should get to them with Kenny asleep. Unless you want to. Like, I had stuff like what, like your favorite Sonic character and favorite music and stuff like that.
Well, I think we already answered what Shellblade's favorite character is.
Did we?
I mean, yeah, Omega.
Oh,
But also, I like all the robots. I like Omega, I like Metal Sonic, and I like Gamma.
Yeah, Gamma's really a good character overall, I think. Like, he was a character who never overstayed his welcome.
Oh, and I also like Chaos. I like Chaos's design a lot, actually.
Yeah. Like, another thing you can say about Sonic, like, is that the characters have really interesting designs, at the very least.
yeah.
That furries just love to draw.
Yeah. Like, even if, like, some of them are pretty blatantly, like, designed off of each other, like, say, Sonic and Shadow. Well, for obvious reasons. Like,
Hold on a second. Can we address the furry thing for a second?
If you really want to.
Because I want to ask a question. Do you think the Sonic series condones furrydom, and it's really weird that it does?
Honestly, I don't think...
It does have Rouge's boobs, and it did have the weird thing in 06.
Yeah, but
and that was really uncomfortable.
I don't think that's like pandering to that audience or anything. I think it's just like when you have characters that are anthropomorphic animals and you're trying to tell a story, like they have to take on human characteristics.
You actually...
But did they have to have the romance with the human woman?
Honestly,
Well,
like...
it was. I really don't know how to go about that topic because I think like if you really do you really want to hear my true opinion on this?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
It's the April Fool's podcast. It's business.
I totally don't have a problem with it because think of it this way. If you lived in a world with anthropomorphic animals and they had basically the same rights and privileges and were treated the same as human beings, which I gather the Sonic characters are, would that not be something that would be okay? Because they're not really just animals, right? They're actually people who evolved from different animals than we did.
Like, that's, like, something that I have to...
Like, that's a high-level topic that's way beyond the Sonic franchise, and I don't think the Sonic franchise should ever touch.
Like,
But,
honestly,
I mean,
like,
if you really think about it, it might be kind of taboo, but would it be illegal?
that's also...
Moby and human marriages. That's gonna be That's what the Supreme Court's discussing right now, right?
It's honestly something like why I don't really have an issue with serious stories in Sonic. Like it's because their characters like playing out their roles in a story.
Yeah, like the whole issue with like you can't.
I'm sorry, the kid's snoring.
Yeah,
The whole issue with you can't do stories with Sonic because they're animals or whatever, or because the old games didn't do an overarching story even though they had some story elements. It's kind of dumb.
because of that exact reason. Like they are characters who have human characteristics, like acting out their role in the story.
Yeah.
There's no reason that wouldn't work, aside from like aesthetic concerns, which.
And the fact that they can't really tell a good story.
Well, they've done some decent stories. Like as far as video games go, they're fairly decent in like certain aspects.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 was good. I would call it a good story for a video game. Was there something else on that topic you wanted to know, Shellblade?
Absolutely not. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to get a consensus here among the
Yeah, I
three
don't
of us.
think I don't think they pandered.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I don't believe they condone furrydom. I just thought it would be interesting.
I
to talk
don't
about.
think they pander to that crowd because, quite frankly, that crowd isn't nearly big enough.
Yeah.
They pander to kids more.
They're quite vocal though.
Well, that's
Well-
they came up with the term vocal minority.
Yeah.
Would that just be? Wait, can we end the podcast on a Ken snore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
we have-
we're well over time now, so we should wrap it up here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, this has actually been fun, aside from Ken falling asleep, which is fun in its own way. Like he warned us. He warned us that he might fall asleep because he
I was
worked.
hoping he would. I was honestly hoping he would.
Poor Ken. He lives a hard life.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Say goodbye, guys.
That's
April-
recorded for him to hear.
It is.
See ya.
Happy April Fool's Day.